Hey guys, here we are, chapter 12. Welcome back. Chapter 12 is why having multiple revenue streams is a must for all real estate agents. This one is kind of piggybacks off the last chapter, right? Now we know about that there's multiple revenue streams available to us. Now we understand that we can achieve those, but why do we want to achieve them? Why are they important to us? Well, because when you have multiple revenue streams, you aren't just stuck with one. For me, as I started to build out my team, I decided that I wanted to focus more. I wanted to diversify, so I wasn't just held or shackled by just my market. I wanted to be able to, if there were other thriving markets, I wanted to be able to have my hand in the cookie jar over there as well. But this is a story about where I was in a position where it could have went south pretty quick. But what happened was I had a client that was going to close January 2019. And all they needed was his verification of employment. That was it. They just want to make sure he still had his job, and we're going to close it down. Everything's going to be good. Well, during that time, let me back up. He is a federal employee. So he was a federal employee. Well, the government was on a shutdown, right? He was still going to work because some people had the opportunity to go to work. He wasn't getting paid, but he was still going. So when the lender called to verify employment, which is a pretty big deal, there was no one there to answer the phone. No one could prove that he actually worked there, so we couldn't close on time. So that closing was delayed. So during that time when that closing was delayed, I actually had an additional revenue stream that I was generating income from, that was actually happening in Canada. So I joke with my friends from Canada all the time. In that January, it's like my country was not allowing me to be paid because the government was shut down, and my boys in Canada had to come through, and my partners up there had to come through, and their production was able to allow me to pay the mortgage that month without worrying about having that particular deal done, because I couldn't. So now that I had an additional revenue stream, it was okay for me to go, okay, let's chill out. In most cases, most agents are dependent on that single, I'm buying or selling. And in this scenario, if I would have been solely dependent on that, there's a chance that maybe I didn't get that commission that month. I would be waiting for another one for the next one. But having that other revenue stream in place gave me the relief, like I was able to breathe and be okay and be like, all right, good, we're okay. It just gave me, I was able to be calm and not worry about it. Unlike most agents, like I was before I started adding these additional revenue streams, I was solely dependent on, if this deal doesn't close, I got to find something else, another deal, like just commission to commission to commission, and that commission starved life that you get in that grind. And this is why it is important to have multiple revenue streams, because if one isn't working, you can still count on the other one to provide as much, maybe not as much, maybe more than what your main focus of income is. So that's that. We'll be heading off to chapter 13, and this is going to be talking about how top brokers and agents are using multiple revenue streams to increase their business. And I'll see you on the next one.